Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another prediction show. Last week I won by 4 points to 2. It's 46 all, JP. It's getting interesting. I don't think I've led so far. Um, what did we get right last week? Well, I got Galway and Sligo spot on 0-0. I should do that every week with Galway, just go 0-0. And I got the Derry City result right. You got the Derry City result right. And what was your other one?
Waterford 4-1.
Of course, Genie. A bit
And the
unlucky, I have to
Waterford
say.
the Waterford fans believe that I should get an extra point for that because I absolutely hammered you in that result.
No comment. But I have to say, you are unlucky there. Like, you got the right
Yeah,
margin, like 4-1, 3-0. It's unlucky to just get a point from that. But
yeah,
unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as I say. But
yeah.
I deserve
We
minus
probably should
points
have
for my prediction, to be honest.
probably should have we probably should have at the start
I
made
think
a rule
so.
for that if you got
Yeah.
the
The
right
margin.
margin, then you got an extra point. So
Yeah.
if you went 1-0, but it finished 2-1,
Mm.
same margin.
Exactly.
So
So just say, throw it out there that you said 4-1, and which you did. And just say I predicted, hypothetically, Waterford would win 2-1. You'd get the same amount of points as me, but you've got the correct margin. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I get that. Anyway, we'll get into it and we'll start off
maybe we
at
could do it for the second half of the season.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We might do. We'll see. Yeah. After the maybe the summer maybe. But Drogheda United or the break, as you say. Yeah. Drogheda United take on Galway United at Weavers Park, and I'll go first with this one. Actually, why not? Um, Drogheda have been very strong. Do you remember they were hammered 4-1 actually at home to Waterford at Weavers Park? They haven't lost at
Yeah,
Weavers Park since.
yeah.
That was a bad defeat and their only defeat at home. So they've been very strong at Weavers Park. It's very good to them. Galway United, of
Had
course.
the lit equaliser against Derry and
Mm,
conceded the lit equaliser against Shelbourne
Shels.
plus an 0-0 against Pats.
Yeah.
Well,
So they've
so
had good
yeah,
results to beat Bows at home and that type of thing. Obviously beat Sligo at home as well. So Galway are unbeaten at 7 though. And it's very hard to predict them to lose games. But it's still a big game because again, I know Galway've been doing very well unbeaten in 7, but there's an opportunity for Drogheda to go 3 points behind Galway with a win here. Um,
yeah,
like I just get the
yeah,
feeling as well that Galway think of these things, if you like, very carefully and kind of go, right, don't lose this game. It's very important we don't lose this game. But I'm actually going to go for a Drogheda win in this one. I think Drogheda might nick it, but 1-0.
I was thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking really on this game. Um, as I touched on the Premier Division show, Galway are a team that you think in these type of games that when they need a result, they'll be able to produce it. And Drogheda are of a similar ilk.
Mm,
I believe that when they need a result, you can always believe that they'll be able to manage it. Um, and I always say that Galway's two biggest assets is the two guys on the sideline, Horgan and Caulfield. Um, and Drogheda, we have a wee bit more about them in terms of quality on the pitch. I think obviously they're 6 points behind Galway at the minute, and the league table's not showing that, I believe. But you said Drogheda has a chance to move within 3 points of them,
yeah.
and I know Drogheda have been in good form at home. You touched on it there; they haven't lost since the 4-1 defeat to Waterford. Galway 7 unbeaten. I'm gonna go now. Now I'm gonna
You
go
know
now.
what's going to
Now.
happen here? Galway are going to win 1-0.
No, wouldn't
It would,
surprise me one
no,
way either.
definitely not. It wouldn't actually, be fair. None of those results. It would actually surprise me if it wasn't 0-0 or 1-0, basically. Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers, and we're doing this show on Sunday. We've just done the Premier Division show, which will obviously be out by the time this is out. But we've only learnt that Brian Gartland has left the club. We don't know why, or it's not confirmed, but it's looking like it. 11-year association with the club. It looks like he's gone, and it seems like to me, JP, what we talked about in the Premier Division show, it's starting to get to the point. Not only are Dundalk bottom the league, the club seem to be in a bit of turmoil now at this point, don't they?
Yeah, it's getting ripped apart from the inside out by the sounds of it. Um, when when Peak Six took over all them years ago, we we knew they probably weren't here for the long haul. But they probably believed that there was a wee bit more money in it than what they actually thought there was, and I
Mm.
think that's where it's all stemming from. They couldn't wait to get out when they realised that the the money was all in Europe, and unless you got the run in Europe, the money wasn't there. And um, the Stat Sports guys came back and took the club off their hands, but didn't have the finances they continue at the level that Dundalk wanted to be at. And now Brian Ainscough has come in and taken over without the investment that he said he had. And like Brian Gartland's comments at the weekend of he doesn't know how much longer he can continue on the sideline is starting to come a wee bit more clear now that what he meant by that was you obviously thought at the time he was thinking about his role of going back up the stairs and operating from there. But it looks like he
Mm.
was thinking more along that he was potentially going to leave the club completely. And
Why do you think that
um,
is? Do you think? What's your gut saying?
I think he probably doesn't agree with the appointment of Noel King.
Mm.
Um, and he probably doesn't buy the
The
what seems to be
direction of
the
the club, essentially.
direction of the club at the minute. That Ainscough keeps saying he's got this investment that doesn't seem to be coming. And just one thing that struck me there, Keith, is he's technical director or director of football or something at Dundalk. Stephen Kenny is rumoured to be going to St. Pat's. Is he potentially going there? Has he been sounded out for a role there? Who knows? He, as you say, like Kenny, I think signed him for Dundalk. Was it 11 years ago?
He's
And
kind
he's
of a
continued.
Kenny disciple. You know the way they talk about
Yeah,
Mourinho, John Terry, and Lampard. Gartland's
yeah,
like that with Kenny, so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah. So we'll obviously have a wee bit more clarity by the time this show goes out on why Gartland has left, and
Mm.
maybe if Stephen Kenny does take the Pats job. We don't know how close that is at the minute. Like, and this is Sunday, so um, but I just don't see any win in this, Keith, for Dundalk. I think this is going to be a comfortable win for Shamrock Rovers. Um, I know they're missing a few players, but they're starting to get a few players back. So
On the way back, yeah.
I'm going to go I'm going to say 4-0 Shamrock Rovers. I'm going big in that one. Going big in that one.
It's likely Burns, Burke, Jack Byrne might make his first start. Who knows? If not, he'll give them at least 30 minutes. Like,
Mm.
Perugia's back. Trevor Clark come off the bench. If they can get those names on the pitch from the start in the next week or two, that's going to be massive for them, isn't it? Absolutely huge. You're right. They're going to have too much for Dundalk. I was thinking a big win as well. You went 4-0. I'll go 3-0. I'll go 3-0. But gee, this could be. Honestly, I think Rovers are going to put in a big performance here, apart from anything else. And all this stuff just adds to the turmoil at Dundalk. And I can't imagine the atmosphere being any good as well at Oriel Park. It's going to
I
be
think it's going to
toxic,
be
actually, to be
it
honest
will
with
be.
you.
I think it will be toxic, yeah.
Yeah.
And it won't help the players, so it won't.
No.
And yeah, uh, I think I agree. It's going to be toxic, and that's going to play into the hands of Shamrock Rovers.
Mm. Shelbourne and Waterford at Tolka Park, and Waterford going for the fourth win in the bounce. I know, apart from Shelbourne, I don't think anyone else has had four wins in the bounce this season. Actually, Shelbourne had it early doors.
Yeah, they had
Um,
six.
I don't think anyone has, to be honest. I know Derry haven't, and I know Shamrock Rovers haven't, so it's unlikely anyone below has.
I think
Um,
the most Derry's had is two.
yeah, exactly. So this game is hard to predict because Shelbourne, look, Duff is coming out with these comments as we mentioned the Premier Division show, and he's trying to get them. I don't know, some kind of an extra kick out of them, and it mightn't be possible, but that's what he's
Seems
trying
to
to
be going
do.
the opposite way for them, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Strikes me
Waterford.
strikes me kind of like Mourinho management of even the way he sets his teams up and
Mm,
makes them, and then the way things he says in public.
mm.
And then even now he says about Derry and Rovers being the favourites for the league, that's all Jose Mourinho, and we know Duff played on the Mourinho, so he's trying to get a kick out of them, but he just seems to be going the opposite way, where Jose always seemed to get a kick out of his
Mm.
Chelsea players when he did something like that.
But I think he's done this a couple of times, and I think the problem is eventually you don't get a kick, and then what do you do? That's going to be the interesting thing with Duff if that kick doesn't come, because what does he do now, like, so to speak? I mean, they could easily finish. I mean, this game, for example, if Waterford go there and win, they're 3 points behind Shelbourne with a game in hand, by the way. You know what I mean? So Keith Long
Incredible,
will be
isn't it?
looking at
It's
this.
incredible.
Yeah.
And a few weeks ago, we were telling Waterford fans they curb their expectations. And now I know I said it last week that they should look at maybe potentially finishing in that fourth spot because
Mm.
uh, with St. Pat's being off the boil a wee bit at this stage of the season, there's no reason why. Like I don't like I know you're saying that they should concentrate and staying away from the relegation spots. I don't think they'll be anywhere near that this
Well,
year. So
it's getting to the point now where they can be fairly
more
starting to
ambitious.
get confident about that. Maybe at the time when I said it, though, probably I had a point because they've after 1-3 in a bounce, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But you're right. I mean, you might as well look up, as you say there, and they'll be going here with a lot of confidence, Talca Park, hoping they can get a
absolutely,
win. And
absolutely.
it's a tough one to predict. You kind of say to yourself, Shelbourne are going to get a win eventually, but just think the way the Waterford are playing at the moment, there's a bit of belief in them. I can see them getting something from the game, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Same result as the opening day of the season.
Mm.
Um, I think Shelbourne are scripting draws at the minute, Keith. Like they got that lit goal against Derry, they got that lit goal away at Waterford. The lit goal, or not a lit goal, but a goal against Drogheda last on Friday night. Waterford playing with a lot of confidence. I think they might win this, I'm going to say 2-1 Waterford.
Interesting. Sligo Rovers and Bohemians at the showgrounds, and we're in another game where basically Sligo and 8 could leapfrog Bows with a win. There's been quite a bit of that because it's so tight, to be fair, but Bows need something in this game. In fairness, though, the actual performance levels didn't seem to be too bad in the Brandywell, to be fair to them. So if they were to come to the showgrounds and put in, but we don't know that with Bows, do we? But if they were to come to the showgrounds and put in a similar type display, you'd fancy they could get something out of it. As we mentioned, the Premier Division show, 2 clean sheets in a row for Sligo. You're going first in this one, aren't you?
Yeah, Sligo will come away with from the Galway game knowing that they got a point that could so easily have been zero. And then they obviously had that chance to let on, but Ed McGinty was crucial to them getting that 3 points getting that point down on him in Deasy Park. Like it's 2 clean sheets in a row. It's something to build upon. I think they'll be hard to beat in this game. Bulls, I think they haven't won in was it 4 or 5 games.
4, yeah. Sorry,
Four.
one win and 4. They've had one win and 4, yeah.
Four. Sorry, 1 win and 4.
Yeah.
Or is it? No, I don't. I think it's 1 point and 4. I think.
Sorry, 1 point and 4. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
1
yeah.
point.
Sorry, 1 point and 4, yeah.
And I think Sligo might take us. Um, like as we said, they've picked up. Obviously, they lost them games back to back against Drogheda and Waterford, but they picked up 4 points in the game since. And I'm going to go 1-0 Sligo.
I'm actually going to go the opposite. I think Bows might go and end their little mini rush, if you like, and get a result here. 2-1 Bows for me. Finally, St. Patrick's Leg and Derry City on Friday, and there's a very good chance that as this video is out, that Pats have a new manager, and there's a very good chance that Stephen Kenny, being honest. It makes it hard to predict a game like this, but to be honest with you, if I'm looking at it from Derry's point of view, it probably makes it more difficult because Inchicore will be bouncing on Friday, knowing that Kenny's come in. The players will have a bit of release anyway from, it would have been a tough time in the last couple of months for sure, the style of playing, the way they were playing and that kind of thing. And I think they get a bit of a release from that. The players are better than what they've been shown, I think. I know you were saying that teams like Waterford, and you're right, should be looking at top 4 and that, but there's still an opportunity for Pats to do it with the players they have to get into the top 4s. When I'm talking about here, especially, there's still an opportunity for them to do that if they can hit the ground running under whatever new manager is in. They've had bad results against Derry this season in terms of losing both games in the Brandywell, so they look at this one and say, look, we need something out of this game. It's always a difficult one. Derry in decent form, as you said as well. They've got players coming back as well, which is great to see from their point of view. Duffy probably starts. Pat's haven't too many out either. Um, I have a feeling Pats might get a bounce in this one and win the game, actually, JP. I am first in this, haven't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
2-1. 2-1 Pats.
It's if they do have a new manager, obviously the place will be bouncing, they'll probably be packed out.
Yeah.
But it's about how quick do they make that appointment? What day do they make it? When does he get on the training field?
Mm.
How quick can he get his ideas across to the players? And I
I
think
suppose
that's
to
where
be, from Derry's point of view, quickly, sorry, JP, it's supposed to be a case of it's unknown, isn't it, for them? That's what makes it harder. If this was John Daly's Pats, they know exactly what they're going to do. They know exactly
but
how they're going to play. It's unknown, you see. That's the thing, isn't it?
if it is Stephen Kenny, there's a lot of players in the Derry squad, and none more so than the manager that knows how Stephen Kenny likes to play. So that could play into Derry's hands as well. Like Michael Duffy, Patrick McGlynny, Cameron Dummigan, they all thrived under him at Dundalk. Rory Higgins was part of his playing staff
Mm.
at Derry and Dundalk.
Yeah.
I don't think he was part of his coaching staff. I think he was part of any Perth's coaching staff. But
And they're close friends as well, I think
yeah,
so.
Pat Hoban's another one.
Forgot about him.
The,
Who's he?
the Pat Hoban's another one that
Dan
thrived on
Kelly?
Dan Kelly.
Was Dan
Yeah,
Kelly there under Kenny?
he
He may,
was. Yes,
yeah,
Stephen Kenny signed him.
yeah, he did.
I think that he signed him, but
My memory's
before he.
awful, but
But anyway, there's
yeah.
a lot of players in the Derry squad that if it is Stephen Kenny going to be the past manager, they'll know what way they want to play. Roy Higgins will know it. Paul Haggerty will definitely. He was his assistant at one stage, so I take your point of where it could be harder for Derry from that point of view, but at the same time, you could look at from that point of view, is there's a lot of players that, and it's about how quick can he get his ideas across? Does he rely on Sean O'Connor to help him out and
I
just
think it's
play
more of
his
a case of JP that you just feel like their tempo might be a bit better, you know, that kind of way than it
yeah,
has been.
yeah,
More to
and
the
that
point.
I think that's where Derry has been better this season, Keith, is when the tempo has been
High.
raised.
Mm.
Despite the two games against Shamrock Rovers, where the tempo was raised by Shamrock Rovers, and that played into Derry's hands. Obviously, they came away with 1 point from six, but that's where Derry had their two best performances, I feel, outside of the two Waterford games. And
Mm.
I think that if the tempo's high, that'll play into Derry's hands, especially if we have the likes of Michael Duffy and Patrick McGlynny on the field to play. And Paul McMullen's another one. Pat Hoban, if he gets you've went 2-1 Pats, understandably. I'm going to say 2-1 Derry City.
Interesting, good stuff. We've a few interesting different ones this week, I noticed as well. So it's
I
going to
think
be
the
interesting.
only one we've went the same on is Shamrock Rovers.
And
I
not
think,
just the others are completely different. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
you
That's
went
very
you went
interesting.
Drogheda, I went draw.
Yeah.
You went draw for Shelbourne, I went Waterford. I went Sligo, you went both. So the only thing we're the same on is Dundalk, Shamrock Rovers. So it'd be interesting this week.
Could be a big swing either way. We'll see what happens. Let us know what you think in the comments, guys, at home. Give us a few predictions there. By the time this video out, as I said, there could be a few changes in that. In a few instances, like the Dundalk and Pat. So let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe. Thanks again, JP.
Cheers, Keith.
Brilliant.